It's Margarita, master trainer and transformation coach with Complete Package Coaching. And today's video is all about my first month with Tonal. Now, I know there are thousands upon thousands of videos about the Tonal machine here, but I wanted to put in my 2 cents, not just as a user, but also as a trainer. Now, just so you know, I had a full gym with lots of equipment, and I sold every single piece of equipment that I had with the exception of one piece. And here's why. I have been mulling over the idea of getting one of these machines at the recommendation of my husband, but I was skeptical because there is a 200-pound max weight of resistance on this machine. Now, 200 pounds is not very heavy if you are someone who actively trains your lower body particularly. For women, arguably the strongest part on our bodies are our legs. And because I have been strength training for quite some time, 200 pounds for lower body is very easy for me to lift and move. If you are someone who is not really heavy into bodybuilding to where you've gotten so strong to where 200 pounds is light for you, I strongly recommend this for full body resistance training. If you're a cardio queen or king, this is great for that too. But for me, what made me just sell all my equipment except for the one piece, which is my barbell, is because when I did the in-store demonstration, I was pleasantly challenged by the weight on the back squat. I'm like, okay, because at first glance, it looks like a robot, kind of like an alien here. And it doesn't look like it can do very much. I'm not gonna do a demonstration of the machine. There's lots of videos for that, but I did want to give my feedback as an avid trainer. So let's start with my stats. I'm not sure if my camera's picking this up, so what I'll do is I'll just put in an isolated screenshot so you can see that. The Tonal app gives a lot more information than the actual machine. Ironically, I would think that the machine would have more information. But basically, my first day was October 7th, which is the first day of using it, and today is November 4th. Now, yesterday ended up being a rest day, but if I recall correctly, and I'll just put my calendar up so you can see, I think I may have had 4 rest days this month. And all the rest were active days. So from October 7th to November 2nd, I have had an overall strength increase of 132.7%. This machine is phenomenal, to say the least. Also, my goal is to gain some muscle mass, and I have managed to gain 2 pounds since I have been using this machine. Now, that may not sound like a lot, but for females, an average of 1/2 to 1 pound per week is a healthy rate of weight gain. So for me to have gained 2 pounds in 4 weeks means that I'm on the right track. Also, there has been some recomposition. I've also lost a 1/2 inch from my waist. And ladies, who doesn't want to do that? Just in 4 weeks. And oddly enough, the smaller you are, the longer it takes to see results when you're doing certain things such as bulking and recomping. So if you are someone who has a predisposition to being very small, like me, for reference, I am 5 feet 3 inches tall. And at the time of this recording, I am 144 pounds. The goal weight is 150, 150-ish, but I want it to be healthy. So that said, let's continue with the stats. On my first day, I did a strength assessment. And what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? My first day, I had a strength score of 318. That's after the assessment. So in just 4 weeks, I managed to get a strength score of, as you can see, 740. My lower body is my strongest. It's 1188 at the time of this recording. I have maxed out the machine over at 200 pounds with the hip thrust and deadlifts and things like that, which is why I kept my barbell, because I can add additional weight, because a comfortable hip thrust for me is closer to 350 pounds. But Digital weight does feel heavier than the regular free weights. So don't laugh at the 200 because that 200 does feel closer to 250, but it is getting easier and easier and easier to lift it. So I'm glad that I kept that. But all my other equipment I sold. And let me tell you, this takes up so little space in my area, and I love it for that. I call this my fitness nook versus this whole space being the gym. Now I have room to do other things that I want to do. And also when I train clients, this fitness nook is very adequate for training my clients. And I've made some modifications to some of the workouts to really target some problem areas for clients and for myself as well, which I'll talk about in a different video. But moving on, I've done none of the programs, honestly, because I believe that the programs are targeted toward people who are more cardio centric, not toward people who are into really building mass. So me being a trainer, I'm able to modify these programs to fit my goals and the goals of my clients who also are looking to recomp and build mass. If you are looking to lose weight, however, I strongly recommend this. If you don't care so much about the muscle building process as you do about the cutting process, go for it. However, I wish that the programs were more centric to people who are looking to build muscle, especially for women. I don't know why so many women are afraid of putting on muscle. Ladies, I'm also a femininity coach. And let me tell you, there is nothing sexier than a woman who has some muscle definition as well as some curve. Do not be afraid to build muscle. Honey, it looks great. Also, in the 4 weeks, I've lifted over 300,000 pounds. Yes, your girl likes to lift. And let me tell you, the challenge is really good, especially on the upper body. I'm someone who does not want to build my upper body anymore, but I'm always looking to tone it and cut it. For a female, I have a wide shoulder radius. I have 17-inch shoulders. Most women don't have shoulders this wide. So when you are shaped, this way, when you're basically like the upside down triangle where your shoulders are wider than your hips, you have to do some things to offset that imbalance, if you will. So I focus more on building my lower body. That said, in the 4 weeks, I have managed to gain a 1/2 inch on my thigh circumference, which I am very happy about. So I've lost a 1/2 inch on my waist and moved that 1/2 inch to the thighs. And I am very happy about that. So I'm really looking forward to moving forward with this to see just how much mass I can put on in the areas that I want it and how much I can take off in the areas that I don't. Let's see. Upper body strength score is at 503. My core is at 530. Again, those are two areas I don't really focus much on because I'm not trying to build those. Those are areas I want to cut. But if we see what the numbers were in the beginning, just in 4 weeks, my strength score has more than doubled. And what keeps me going is honestly seeing the metrics. When you're competing against yourself, and I like to see where I'm at on the leaderboard, I will. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very competitive, but it's a healthy competition. But there is no better person to compete against than the person in the mirror. Now, if you are looking for recommendations and custom fitness plans that may not be available on the Tonal machine, but you want something specific to you, let me know. You can reach me at completepackagecoaching.com and I can and will write a custom Tonal program just for you based on your goals. Also, if you don't use a Tonal and want something just for the gym or even for at-home use, I got you. Again, completepackagecoaching.com. I do offer custom fitness plans. I specialize in women looking to recompose and reshape their bodies. From experience, I have transformed myself from being very, very small and not very muscular and not very curvaceous to this, which for me is a huge accomplishment. I started off at 103 pounds. So I've managed to put on roughly 40 pounds of healthy muscle mass without it taking up space. A lot of people may or may not know muscle mass takes up a lot less space than fat mass. So although I've gained 40 pounds, it doesn't appear that way. So don't be afraid of the number. Only look for the look and the fit. You train for your clothes, not for that number. So remember that. Also, if you have difficulty managing what may be considered feminine for you or something that looks too masculine, or you're afraid of looking too masculine, reach out to a professional like me who specializes in feminine, curvaceous muscle building. Or if you want to get rid of some of that, I can help you with that as well. Again, completepackagecoaching.com. Now, I've also been asked if I regret getting rid of all my equipment so soon. And I actually sold all my equipment before this even arrived. And I don't regret it. There are certain movements that are not really easy to do, especially certain isolation. You know, there's some compound movements too that aren't very easy to do on this machine because it's not naturally designed for that. But me, I will MacGyver something and rig up something to replicate a lot of the things that are standard machine moves. And what made me even do this was because I started getting creeped out at the gym. A lot of the men and women at the gym were not there for the right reasons. I'm sure we've all seen the people that take more pictures than they do reps. And also, ladies, this is the femininity coach in me talking now. A fully made up face is not necessary for the gym. That's not the place for that. The gym is not the place to be cute. It's the place to grind. Also, there are a lot of inappropriately dressed women who I've seen at the gym who I don't even know how they're getting anything done in these outfits. And you can kind of tell they're more so interested in getting attention from onlookers versus actually getting in, you know, to get the workout in. And then there are some gentlemen who I've seen who were not there solely for their workout. They were more interested in mine. So all in all, I really like the privacy of having my own space. I can come and go as I please. I don't have to worry about waiting for a machine or who's looking or who's doing something that's super annoying next to me, all of that. So I strongly recommend this. I am going to do another follow-up in another 30 days to see how the mass and recomp and the building is going. But let me know in the comments what you think. Reach out to me if you would like a custom plan for Tonal, for the gym, or for home use. Or if you just want to chat about some things, you know, get some things off your chest about femininity, fitness, and fragrance. And until next time, I am Margarita, and you have an awesome day. Bye.